Hi everyone, today I'm going to steelman the pro-choice statement that a woman's reasons to abort are justified, part 2, and then I'll respond to it in my pro-life views. If you haven't seen my part 1, please go ahead and watch that first and then come back to this one. So who are we to tell a mother who has an unwanted pregnancy that she must have the child? It may stop her from having a career and a life. What if she can't afford to care for her baby? Must she be forced to live in poverty because you made her have a child? Women shouldn't be forced to have an unwanted pregnancy. So my pro-choice stance said that women justify their abortions because it would cause them to stop their life and spend their following decades as a single mother. But there is a choice they have that can ensure that that won't happen to them. Abstinence. Don't say that our society condones one-night stands and stuff like that, and safe sex isn't pushed in our world. Just because most people don't wait to have sex doesn't mean they ought to not wait. Just because the majority of the people around you don't practice abstinence doesn't mean you can use reckless sex as a justification to kill an innocent baby. Think it through. If you are worried that your life will be put on hold if you're pregnant, then wait until you are ready to have unprotected sex and you have a partner who will help, support, and provide for you. It's not justification to do something reckless with your body and then ignore the consequences of your actions. If I instead go out to parties when I should be studying for an exam, when I fail on the exam, I can't blame the test or the teacher. I can only blame myself and reap the consequences. I knew the risk of going out to a party and I voluntarily took the risk of failing the test. No one else is to blame. It's not just to understand the risks of sex outside a committed relationship and do it anyway and then kill the baby because you don't want it. The woman consented to the sex, and therefore she consented to the risks. The term unwanted pregnancy was also used. Does a woman's life convenience of wanting that child determine its right to live or not? If so, what's stopping my mother from killing me if I'm 14 years old and still unwanted? Lastly, pro-choice me said women may say they can't provide for the baby because they are having financial difficulties. If that is your main reason to abort, then think of this. Trot out the toddler. If the pregnancy is a burden on you and you can't provide for the baby or the medical care throughout your pregnancy, then why can't you kill the baby after it's born? It's even more of a burden and more financially troublesome. So shouldn't your justification be the same? No, because financial support or lack of ability to provide doesn't properly serve as your main justification because the concept applies outside the womb. And financial support isn't a factor in discussing the value of life. The fact is, one's right to choose doesn't overrule another's right to live. Think it through. You can't justify killing an innocent human being with your situation because life and value isn't weighed on convenience or burden. It's not an appealing word to women in these types of situations, but it's true. You can't justify killing your own child, a human being, because their life is inconvenient to you. That's like someone saying, I can kill the taxi driver after he drives me to my destination because I don't have the money to pay him. If you can't pay the taxi driver, don't get in the taxi. You can't shoot the taxi driver because his pricing is inconvenient to you. And there are other choices. An abortion may possibly be the most convenient to your life situation, but that doesn't justify killing the baby in your uterus. Guys, there are other choices. Abstinence, adoption, motherhood, and contraception. Though those may not be the most convenient or easiest, they are better than killing the baby inside of you because that child is innocent. I'm not talking about a cockroach or some bug. I'm talking about what all of us, all of humankind used to be. And if you blame the father for abandoning the woman into her pregnancy, which is terrible, think of this. If a woman should be able to choose to kill her baby in the womb, the father should be able to choose to abandon it. Of course, neither is good or right, but you shouldn't take away the choice for the father to leave the baby when you give the mother the choice to kill it. If you don't currently want a baby, then don't have sex. And if you are in a committed relationship and then your partner leaves you, it is terrible, but don't be unjust to your child more than your partner was unjust to you. Thanks for watching, guys. In a little while, I'll be covering the argument that pro-lifers are not pro-life, but pro-birth. Please leave a comment below with a question, or if you want to challenge my thoughts. I would really like to see what you guys have to say about this issue. Thanks!